had a great painting day today. I didn't even get all that much painted. I just really enjoyed it. I had caffeine and painting snacks and a good audiobook and a fresh palette. I'm so slow to get rolling that often, by the time Paul comes home and I hang out with him, I've really only painted a few hours. So I'm planning on painting tomorrow too. I'm having an issue with my camera. The batteries last less than an hour and take several hours to charge. In just one session, I went through all 4 batteries and ended up just keeping my camera plugged in for the last while. But that overheats the camera, and then it auto shuts off. I want my fancy camera to be able to capture a day of footage with minimal maintenance. But between the tiny battery, the finite memory card space, and the overheating issue, I find I'm still having to get about a third of the footage on my phone instead of on my nice video camera. And my phone battery is simply shot to hell from keeping it recording and plugged in so much. Last year, this phone could last 3 days on a charge. Now, it doesn't make it 10 hours. I'll feel it getting warm in my pocket if I forget to close the Notes app. Closing that helps the battery last for some reason. I simply refuse to embrace technology because all technology is built to fail you. If your washer has a screen, it'll be the first thing that breaks. Big screen car dashboard? Guess what's gonna break first? Smart bulbs? How often and how long will you fight technology to keep it working in that seamless way they advertise before it's just harder than turning on the light switch? I'm an old man now. Give me my retirement fund, please. Okay, I should clock out. Louise out. March 11th. Another excellent painting day. I should have used Paul's computer to video edit. I'm behind a week. But I had a bunch of colors mixed for the next area of the painting, and I didn't want to let them all dry, so I painted all day. I'm overly ambitious with what I think I can get done in a day. I finished about half of what I planned on doing, and it's still quite a bit. I'm really happy with my color mixing and my precision blending lately. I'm staying in painting shape and taking on challenging works, and it's helping me improve. I'm a little nervous to paint the cat. It'll be the biggest animal I'll have done, and I have very little experience with fur, but I'm eager for the challenge too. Murtagh has been a very good audiobook so far. It unfolds kind of like a mystery plot, with a rogue, trauma-bonded duo just trying to get by in the world. I read Aragon a few years ago. It was really quite excellent, but I find myself relating to Murtagh more as a character. Aragon was such a typical hero arc of rising up to a great responsibility, and Murtagh is more of the self-pitying, dwell on the negatives type. I certainly relate to that type. I get a little sad when I enjoy an audiobook this much, just because it can't last forever and I'll want it to. What do I even read after this? The fantasy genre is oversaturated with kids' books or smut. I could get away from this relentless kick of fantasy books I've been on since reading Ekatar, but I probably won't. I'm thinking Brandon Sanderson might be next. My sister loves his books, so we already own most of them, and they're long. I listen to a lot of hours a week, so long is perfect. I teach a big private party tomorrow, so I'm heading to bed. Louise out. March 12th. Today was filled with very good things and a muddied emotional state. Like, my day was good, but I had a bad time all day. I taught a mountain painting with a pink starry sky to a group of nurses. They all did great, and it was a fun time, and I have no beef. Except with the girl who started up the hairdryer while I was giving up my wrap-up points. She started the hairdryer right over the top of my one mention of the tip jar, and it feels too pushy to repeat that kind of detail, so I didn't get any tips. Don't think anyone even heard it was there. I have minor beef with that person. After work, Paul gave me amazing news that my brain overwhelmingly reacted selfishly to. His parents are helping him financially, and since we're married, that means they're helping us financially. But for some reason, my brain took in the fantastic, amazing, generous aid and said, "Wah, what about me? Why do they hate me? Great for you, but I'm still financially stuck." Which is just irrational. It's not true, and it's not really a proper reaction in my opinion. My depressed mind, I've noticed, has a tendency to focus on the outlandishly self-pitying thoughts, and it blows good and bad things totally out of proportion. I tried to shove that reaction down, but I got grumpy in conversation and threw a mini silent tantrum on the couch. Paul has such generous patience with me when I'm like this. I eventually came around, and he reassured me that I'm not unlovable, and we went to the beach with sandwiches instead of going to the gym. I cheered right up watching baby loons diving under the surface and popping back up. Food was heaven and helped my mental a lot. But when we got home, we had some individual time, and I watched YouTube shorts for like 2 hours. I never do that. I'm opposed to it, honestly. But I did, and by the time we reconvened for some painting, I was all grumpy again and lightly snapped at him for not looking when I was trying to show something. Why am I like this? I'm very emotionally driven, I've come to understand. I'm very logical in my judgment of my actions, and emotional in my doing of them. Well, I suppose my judgment can be pretty skewed emotionally too. After we painted for a while, Paul went to bed and I finished taking my alcohol training course. I started it a week ago and stopped because I got too mad at Paul randomly and it blew up into a week-long marriage conversation. I think we're on the other side of it now. So emotional. I wish I was better at boxing and suppressing my emotions. But my heart's always been on my sleeve, and it's a volatile and needy thing. I'm moralizing, I'll quit it. Just a very headspace kind of day. Productivity-wise, I did awesome, and that counts for something, right? Louise out. March 13th. Woohoo! I passed a landmark for my YouTube channel today. I got my first dislike! Excluding my Taylor Swift video because obviously. I've been reading YouTube comments more than ever, so I get a good understanding of them. And I feel secure in my assessment that YouTube comments can't hurt me too bad. I'm not necessarily above self-doubt. I mean, clearly. But I like to think I can separate internet feedback from in real life feedback. But this first dislike already has my mind running through the potential reasons someone could have disliked it strongly enough to tap the button. Thank you for your feedback, whoever you are. You're helping me see how deluded I am. Of course, internet feedback will get to me, but I'm encouraged by a few things. Mainly, I know that if I'm not upsetting some people, I'm probably not connecting with anyone either. And connection is the goal, so the reality is not everyone will like me. And in support of that, I know what my values are here, and honesty is a big one. Honestly, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Some days I'm not even my own cup of tea. But that's okay. Internet culture has us believing that disagreeing is the same as hating. It's really not. And I know our similarities will always be so much more significant than our differences. For me, at least. But moving on, today I spent 12 hours video editing and got my next video up. It's a week late, but better late than never. I'm very proud of myself for sticking to it all day. Very, very proud. And now it's 2 a.m. and I have much more energy than I need because I drank my coffee way too late into the day. Such is life. Louise out. March 14th. Today I went to the gym, worked a shift, then watched Super Troopers with Paul. It was a good day. Louise out. March 16th. This last weekend I spent entirely with my friend Sierra. We went whale watching using some Facebook groups and some boat apps. We tried 3 spots around the Puget Sound in hopes of seeing some recently active orcapods, but no luck. We were pretty unprepared for the cold temperatures the first day, so the second day we brought several big blankets and it was a lot more fun. I've been in a pretty low mental mood lately, so it was really nice to hang out and catch up. We drove around a lot and just chatted the whole time. Then, after whale watching, Paul made us dinner like the considerate husband he is. And then, Paul painted while Sierra and I got crossed and watched Megamind and rewatched Super Troopers. It was a blast, and my side still hurt from laughing. After she went home today, I refreshed some of my little inspirational signs that I keep around, updating them with new affirmations and all that. Happens about every spring. I'm also feeling that spring cleaning urge coming in strong. I kind of want to reroute that energy into more outgoing business ventures, or even just more video editing energy. But I also really want to carpet clean and dust the baseboards and rearrange furniture, and maybe even build new table legs for my poorly executed first design of a kitchen table. But see, that's all kind of still stalling under the guise of getting everything just right and then doing the scary stuff. None of that cleaning is scary stuff. Speaking of scary stuff, I've been thinking a lot about my hair. I want to be blonde. It's expensive and time-consuming to maintain blonde. Not luxuries I have, really. But I want to do something with my hair. It's spring sad. This is the season of hair changes. Don't want to do bangs this year, so I'm considering dyeing my blonde streaks brown, and I'm also considering dyeing them dark gray. Maybe I'll have done something by the time this is published. But that's enough rambling. I'll sign off. Louise out.